So I just pulled into Mount Union and just so happens the soccer team's practicing. As I said, they're training, so I'll check it out tomorrow. By the by, they're playing a 4-goal game, which I'm a huge fan of. So that second floor, that's where I lived my freshman year with an outstanding soccer player and brother, Shnora Ganarsha. That's a dorm called Miller Hall. Every home game for my 4 years, a couple guys would put out like loudspeakers and they would play "We Will Rock You" and "We Are the Champions" every home football game, and they would blast it. So this is Beagley Hall, like the administrative building. So that big window right there is the president's office, and that window right there used to be the office of the tightest screw in Shawshank by the name of Dean Taylor. He was this dean of student affairs or something. How do I know this? Well, I spent quite a few hours in his office in my 4 years here. So I am walking towards Chapman Hall, which is one of the main buildings. I don't think there's a main building anymore, but when I was here, this was sort of the main hub of academic activity. It's like the historic building here, and I used to go up into the offices in the top floor where my history professors were and hang out for hours on end arguing, because that's what we did back then. Dorm, it's like one of the first buildings that went up after I left. And right in that path area used to be I think it might be further down, just sort of right over there, used to be the old Alpha Tau Omega house, which I spent many an hour in studying. Doesn't look anything like when I was here, but this room is the room where I delivered my first lecture to a classroom once I was in grad school, that I came back to speak to a class on Marcus Garvey and Black nationalism. Not sure what they are. They used to be 2 dorms, and that is the bell tower. That I knew guys who climbed to the top of it, which is absurd on the face of it, but that's what they did. Those are some dorms right over there on the edge of campus. This is the Hoover Price Campus Center. I'll probably go in tomorrow. That is the chapel that when they built it, I still think it's the nicest building on campus on the inside. It's beautiful. And then this is Kara Stadium, which I'll check out later. This building right here are locker rooms. It's like the football team locker room hangout. Then they just built like another building, Don Capers building, that has, you know, video rooms, classrooms for the football. I think probably athletics, but mostly it's for the football team. This is the Don and Karen Capers Football Coaching Center. That was literally just built. It's apparently awesome. I'm going to try to go in just to look around. It is apparently stunning. And this is the back of Mount Union Stadium. The soccer team's still training. And then the Gulling Training Center is right there, which I'll try to go into. I was at that game. So back there are the tennis courts, there's a intramurals field, and then there's turf training fields, football, I think track trains over there, like the events. And this is the Gulling Training Center, which I will go into now. Weights, and they have space to run, and I mean, it's pretty remarkable. Weight center, and then like plyometrics and whatnot. So it's hard to explain to somebody who wasn't here 30 years ago, you know, like I was, and so many others obviously, but and then to now, and what a different school it is. And the only way you attribute all of this change, for the better obviously, is the success of the football program, which led to just the development of a lot of new buildings, and the athletic facilities are I bet you it's hard to find a better better facilities at the Division III level. I mean, definitely football, but everything else too. And I'll do some more. This is filming this in like multiple stages. I just pulled in, so I just started walking around and taking pictures and film. So I'll try to come out here early in the morning and walk around and explain things a little bit more. But just it's, you know, as an alum, it makes me really proud to see and how much has been invested into the school, that, you know, a lot of folks have come through and gotten educated, so it's pretty cool. So this is the Raffles Rogers Field. It's the baseball stadium. This is what they call the 23rd Street Athletic Complex, and softball's over there. I don't think I can get in, unfortunately. Back in the day, the soccer field used to be sort of over there, like on the other side of the, it's right there. And it was all grass. We used to train and play on the same men's and women's. And it looks like there's still fields over there, but I think they're just, you know, extra fields. Maybe they use it when they play on grass, I don't know. I'm gonna try to get a better perspective, and let me see if I can't get a picture of the softball field, but they put a lot of work into this complex for baseball and softball, and it's a pretty nice stadium. I can't get over there, but that's the softball stadium. They have some, you know, whatever they're called, where they can practice in here. Let me zoom back. And like I said, that's the baseball right there. So, all right, let me see if I can't get on the other end to see the fields where we used to play. Okay, so this is where the soccer field was. Over at that end, you can see the baseball stadium, and then beyond that, the softball stadium. There was a practice field sort of after the stadium for football, and then there was the 23rd Street soccer field, and then there was another practice field, which is pretty cool, but it's still here, and it would be a great place for a soccer lacrosse stadium if Mount Union never decided to go that route. Okay, so I'm back the next day at the campus of Mount Union, University of Mount Union, so still try to do some more, take some pictures. Like I said, this is nostalgic for me, and as I'm a 1990 grad. And like I said, like, it's amazing how much it's changed, obviously for the better. Really, and it's done so in a really intelligent way. They became a university because they had graduate degrees in some of the sciences and nursing. I don't even know. But they've added degrees, they've expanded at a steady pace. And yeah, so all right, I'll keep wandering. So that over there is all the sciences, and I think it's like nursing programs in there. If I remember, they have like simulator emergency rooms and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. Got a tour once. This is where remember yesterday I said there was a fraternity house right about here. It's the ATO house that I never hung out at, and where this building is, there used to be like a classic movie theater. I mean, it was like, used to be a garage. It was built in the 1920s, but I guess they got rid of it, part of that, and built this big building. I'm walking towards, I guess, the north end of campus. I will say too, they've put in a lot of work just from a beautification, is that a word, perspective. I mean, it's lovely. Like I said, the spring around here must be incredible. Probably kill me for my allergies, but this is like this is an extension of like I think the library. Yeah, and it's got like computers, the Cullenbrender Harder Information Center, which is a pretty remarkable building in of its own right as well. I can't pan back. And I'm going off to the required lakes, so. Oh, I'll wander over here. So the Sciences Building, that's one of the main gates. And to the left there is what they call a welcome center. I think it's just for like students and prospects, like the admissions room. Mandatory lakes, and that's like the theater and arts center, Cope Hall, and again redone and pretty cool. We used to walk through there where I used to live in my fraternity. Like during the winter, you'd sort of walk this way and then walk through there to warm up before you had the final stretch. Yeah, it looks like an amphitheater of sorts. I don't know. Looks nice. So the lake's got a makeover at some point. I mean, they really did it up, put the stones around. I mean, it used to be just like you would think a normal lake, and the fountains they redid. There's a bridge. It's called, the Kissing Bridge or whatever. It's supposedly you kiss somebody there, you get engaged to them or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's lovely. So these two plates list out Mount Union and Alliance folks who served in World War I and those who lost their lives, and they came from a place called Memorial Hall, which was right by the stadium, and it was a gym, and it's like kind of over in that direction. I don't think you could see, but we used to train in there during the winters. But it was like an old school gym, you know, like sunk into the ground, and then these concrete bleachers. My fraternity hosted a concert there one year, 88 or 89, by a group called First Light, a reggae band, which is really popular in the Cleveland, Ohio area. And then they decided to get rid of it and level it, and so they put these here, and this is the bell tower that I know some folks who climbed. Crazy, but those are the dorms. So, all right, so I'm gonna head over to that direction, which is where the campus center is. So like every school, there's, you know, you have a rock that everyone paints. Two things. My fraternity did something which is unique. We didn't bother painting it, but I had a guy, Fish, who got a sandblaster and sandblasted the fraternity letters in here, because there's like layers upon layers of paint. And then, you know, I don't know who came up with the brilliant idea, but a bunch of brothers dug a big hole right next to it, huge hole, and the idea was they wanted to tip the stone over into the hole and bury it so that you couldn't find it anymore. But they coincidentally got busted by one of the security guards when the hole was already dug, so they had to fill it up again, but without burying the rock. So this is the student center with the cafeteria that's over there, which is pretty remarkable. Radio voice. Chris Underation, WRMU plays rock and roll. So this is Karis Stadium, where men's and women's soccer teams play their games. That's the original old stand. There's actually some guys that are training here, looking some finishing drills. Colasso. This is a press box that was a lot smaller back in the day, and then they sort of added on, and it's actually really cool up there. They used to have the trophies, but I think they're now in that Dom Capers coaching football thing. And these are the away stands. It's turf like the other, like everyone has, I guess. I've heard from, and it looks narrow. It looks a little bit narrow, maybe by about 10 yards. And I've heard coaches say that this is a tough place to play because it is so narrow. So usually the benches are over on that end. You could kind of see them. And if you get a chance to watch the film from up there, so it's legit. The track and field team here are national champions, or I don't know when, but they're really good as well. And just to give you some perspective, there's that football coaching Dom Capers facility. Behind that is the Gulling Training Center, and then the tennis courts and practice football fields. And then that's the MAC. That's where like the indoor track is, the pool and basketball court. I'll go in there really quick, see if I can't get some pictures. But this is where all the games are. I mean, it's a great facility. They really put a lot into it. When I was here, it was all grass. And so by postseason, this was like a mud pit. So, all right. So this is the main gym. Actually a beautiful court. Men are pretty good. Obviously OAC, Marietta is the bomb. But this gets to watch the game, gets to be pretty rocking. So this is South Union. There's a bunch of like big dorm houses all around, fraternity houses. I'm gonna walk down and get a picture of where I used to live. They built these new like townhouse things as, you know, on campus, off campus type living. There used to be the Phi Tau house used to be here, and then the Sigma Nu house. They're across the street now. I placed in residence for 3 years. Yeah, and volleyball court. This is where we used to play Nagurski Cup before the court went in. But man, they really cleaned it up. It was not the cleanest of places when I lived here, but Phi Alpha Brothers. All right, that's it for me from Mount Union. It's great to check out the campus, walk around. Hope you enjoyed tooling around. It was a little bit of a little geeky about it, you know, as an alum. It's a great place, and the facilities are top notch, and great to see it looking as spectacular as it does. So, all right, hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I'll see you next time on your campus. I got a few other Ohio schools I think I'm going to be visiting, and then I'm hoping to check out the game tonight because it is Wednesday, so there's a number of games that I could go see. It all depends on the timing of my meetings and whatnot. So, okay.